I'm Jamie Blanchflower, and this is my Unit 28.1 video, and we talk about the lifestyle factors. So we talked about alcohol, gambling, smoking, living away from home, and sponsorships. So the alcohol could cause internal damage as well as external. For example, you may like ruin your relationships with your teammates or your manager, and this will harm your performance in sports, as basically you may not be play as much, or you may not be given the ball as much, and then you might be sold because of these different factors. It might they The amount of drink may cause irrational decisions that they don't need to. For example, if you go out drinking the night before a big game and you're still a little bit hungover, you'll obviously have a headache and you'll be a little bit dehydrated, which will means that your decisions and your reaction times may not be exactly the same. So you might be late to a tackle or something like that, which means that you may injure that person, and this will harm your performance as you may get sent off or get a card or something like that, and then you may be taken off if you're playing that badly. Example: Ben Stokes had a fight when he was drunk, and this caused him to lose some sponsorships and some income that he had. Um, and basically, this was publicized like really well in like around the nation. Basically, everyone knows about it, and he was a role model, and this basically affects him because then he isn't getting as much income as he was, and everyone knows who and what he's done. The second thing is gambling, and this could cause you a bad reputation, and it would cause you a bad image for you and the club. Um, you could also become um, addicted to it, and this may lose sponsorships and things like that. So Joey Barton, for example, was someone who gambled and became well known for it. He wasn't known in football already, but he became known for the wrong reasons. He got suspended for 18 months, and this was said to be the shortest that the FA could consider for the thing for some for the thing that he's done. This would hinder his performance, as when he came back from that suspension, he wouldn't be playing as well, as he hasn't had any game time for a year and a half. Also, if he gambled on his own game, then he might not play as well as he would do if he didn't. Meaning he may want to lose the game on purpose and things like that, or he might like try and get booked or sent off for the reasons like he usually does. Smoking is bad, obviously, because it would cause you a bad image, and it is proven to harm your health and your lungs, and decrease the amount of alveoli in your lungs. This would decrease your performance, as then obviously the amount of oxygen and things like that are getting around the body isn't as large, and isn't as much. This is obviously bad because then your muscles wouldn't be able to last as long and things like that, and also that you'd get tired more easily, and you'd suffer from shortness of breath, which means that you're out of breath more easily, and the muscles and the heart, which demands the oxygen, they aren't able to get that. It also have an impact on the circulatory system, as the smoking causes blood vessels to constrict and become blocked, and with plaque and things like that. Then this would increase your blood pressure, which means you would you could get severe health issues in the future, and this would further limit the amount of oxygen that the muscles will receive, and the loss of blood flow could significantly reduce your muscular endurance, and while the heart will tire more easily as it is, and meaning you would have to work harder and possibly cause heart attacks and things like that. Jack Wilshere has given himself a bad name by smoking and out in public, and has put himself in the media for the wrong reasons, as he was seen on a night out smoking in public with a load of other people. This may harm his performance and things like that, as he may lose sponsorships. He wouldn't be able to last as long, possibly, as the amount of alveoli the and the constrictions in the blood vessels. There's also living away from home, and this may cause people to like lose their way a lot easier as there isn't the guidance from their parents. And your parent, because your parents usually keep you on track when you're younger, and obviously he doesn't have anyone to do that, as he would be living, as he would just be living with with a guardian that he has. Um, for example, this could be academy players who have moved away from home. For example, like Marcus Edwards, he moved from Tottenham to Norwich for a short term loan in January, but he got sent back to Tottenham because of his attitude wasn't good enough for us for the team and things like that. And this would obviously harm your performance as it would harm your development as a player. So you wouldn't be getting as much game time as you would like, and possibly you wouldn't be able to fulfill your potential as a player as much as you would do usually. Obviously, sponsorships. This is a money making way for athletes, and it will cut off if these athletes become poor role models in any way. For example, using alcohol, gambling, smoking, and things like that. Um, for example, these will pick top level athletes and will give them money to promote their brands as best as they can. But they might take back the sponsorship also. For example, Jerry Barton lost quite a few from his smoking. Um, however, but it's also a good thing. This lifestyle factor for sponsorships is a good thing as it could increase your performance as you'd want to get as many sponsorships as possible, meaning your performance will increase. So you're proving to them that you are a top performer in that sport, and also it might help you to be a top role model and not do all these things, so you can get as much money as you could possibly get. Living away from home could also be a positive thing for your performance, as obviously you wouldn't have your mum or dad there, like helping you out at every opportunity. You'd obviously learn life skills, which means you can take onto the pitch. For example, communication and things like that. You'd be able to communicate with your teammates more, and you'd be able to basically get along with them better. So you can create conversations and stuff like that on the pitch.